Mark had always been a surfer at heart. He grew up in La Jolla, California, where the waves were perfect, and the sun always shone. He spent most of his childhood and teenage years surfing, and he was now a professional surfer, competing in competitions all around the world. Cheryl, on the other hand, was a technology expert. She had moved to La Jolla from Silicon Valley to start her own tech company. Surrounded by innovation and technology, she had little interest in the ocean, let alone surfing. One day, Mark was out on the waves, catching some of the biggest swells of the season when he noticed something strange. There was a drone hovering above him, capturing his every move. Mark was not a fan of technology, but he couldn't help but be intrigued by the drone. Later that day, Mark went to a local coffee shop to grab a drink, and he saw Cheryl sitting at a table, typing away on her laptop. Mark couldn't help but notice how beautiful she was, and he decided to strike up a conversation. To Mark's surprise, Cheryl was just as intrigued by surfing as he was by technology. They talked for hours, and Mark even showed Cheryl some of his surfing videos, which she loved. Over the next few weeks, Mark and Cheryl spent more and more time together. Cheryl would often come to the beach to watch Mark surf, and Mark would show her the ins and outs of surfing. In return, Cheryl would teach Mark about technology and even gave him a drone of his own. As their relationship grew, Mark and Cheryl discovered that they had more in common than they thought. They both loved adventure, and they both loved learning new things. They were the perfect match. Eventually, Mark asked Cheryl to marry him, and she said yes. They got married on the beach where they first met, surrounded by their friends and family. Mark and Cheryl continued to surf and innovate, and they even started their own surf tech company, combining their two passions. They lived happily ever after, in La Jolla, California, where the waves were perfect, and the sun always shone.